Hi everyone, I have May's project roundup. These are all the projects that I completed in the month of May. And May was really busy for us because yesterday my little one was baptized. So we had some out-of-town relatives come in and we had a little party for her. So I've been spending a lot of free time just getting ready for that. So I haven't had a lot of time to write new patterns or make new tutorials. I only did 2 this month, but we'll start with those. So the first one I did was the garden markers, and these are just made with Shrinky-Dink plastic and some colored pencil. And they were, a quick, fun project, and so far they're holding up in the weather really well, so I'm pretty pleased with those. The other tutorial I did was for this flower band, and in the video I made this one with yarn and I made it into a headband. And I also made it in thread here, just a length of it, just to try it out. And I originally was making this because I wanted to make a flower trim to go on her christening gown. Now, I didn't end up using this on her christening gown, but I'm really happy with the way that the headband turned out, and I might make this for something else because it's so adorable. And the only other thing that I made this month that wasn't baptism related was my mom's Mother's Day gift. And I don't have it here, of course, I gave it to her, so I'll just show you a picture, but this was a mason jar koozie, and I didn't end up doing the basket weave mason jar koozie that I said I was going to do last month because I used the leftover yarn from my pangolin, and it's a gradient yarn, and so I just wanted a really simple pattern. So I just did half double crochet, spiraling around, and then a picot edge around the top, and then I made her a lid with a hole to put her straw down in, and she seemed very pleased with that. So that was a success. So everything else here was for the baptism, and this has been what I have been focusing on for about 2 to 3 weeks, and when I finished it I was very relieved that it was over. So the first thing I made was her bonnet, and this is not my pattern. I'll put a link to this pattern, but this is a pattern from 1917, and the pattern was originally supposed to be made in size 40 thread, and the smallest I've ever seen is 30, so 40 is even smaller than that. And this is actually one of my first thread projects, so I was not going to go that small, and I was nervous about this, and until it was finished I wasn't sure if it was going to turn out. But I'm very happy with the way that it turned out. I did have to modify the pattern quite a bit because, like I said, I went from the size 40 thread to a size 10 thread. But the basic part of the bonnet, like this mesh daisy stitch, is the same, and I changed, I reduced the number of rounds before going into the top and the sides. But other than that, it's pretty much similar to the pattern. And for her dress, I bought this fabric. I bought this white fabric to make her christening dress, and it was a little bit pricey. So what I did was I had this calico in my stash, so I made up a prototype in this calico, and it turned out really cute. So this is the pattern that I used. This actually came from my mom's collection. It's from the 80s. So I did this one, and it's a one-size pattern. My little girl is almost 9 months now, and she's big, so I had to adjust this. So I did this prototype, this practice run in the calico, just to make sure that everything was going to fit her, and it was going to work out very well before I cut into this expensive fabric. So the one that I made in calico, because it was a little bit longer as a christening gown, I ended up putting these tucks here in the bottom to shorten it up a little bit, and she's going to just wear this as an everyday dress. And she is so cute in this. She looks like a doll baby. She's adorable. And see if you can see it. There's, oops, the top here, oops, sorry, has these pin tucks, and this is my first time doing pin tucks, and it's something that's pretty simple. It might take a little bit of time, but it's very simple, and it is so cute, adding so much character to this dress. So there's pin tucks on the front and then the same on the back, and that's where the shaping from the bodice comes in. So I was really happy with the way that this came out in the calico, so I went ahead and cut it out in this more expensive white. This is the final project, and she wore this yesterday, so it's a little bit crumpled and wrinkled, but this material is a very nice, it's 100% cotton. It's a shirting, and there's probably no way you're going to be able to see that, but this is like a Swiss dot, so there's little tiny white on white polka dots woven into the fabric, if you can see that. And it's a very lightweight, crisp sort of summery material, and then the buttons here to kind of go along with the flowers on the bonnet. They're little flowers. Let's see. Zoom, focus. So that's what the buttons look like. And like I said, I made this quite a bit longer than the pattern, but I was gonna put some trim along the bottom, but I ended up keeping it simple because if I ever have children in the future, I would like to use this dress again, and perhaps it would not be a girl next time. So I could easily change out these buttons, or they're simple enough that I might leave them the same. And the last thing I want to do, I'm going to embroider her name and the date of her baptism along the hem here somewhere. So like I said, if it's used by other children, I can add their name as well, or if I end up giving this to her for her children, she can add the name. And the handiwork on this is not the best, but it was really important to me to make it myself. My mom could have whipped this up in an afternoon and it would have looked 10 times better. But like I said, it was very important to me to make this myself. So I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. And hopefully I'll get lots of practice making little girl dresses before I need to make her wedding dress. So this was just the first of many things, hopefully, that I will make for her to wear. But this one, unfortunately, the one on the cheap fabric is the one that I'm just smitten with. So anyway, that's everything that I made in May. I'm gonna hopefully be able to make more videos in June. I have, less on my plate this month. So I have a lot of ideas of things that I want to tackle. I have a whole list of my brainstormed ideas. So hopefully we'll have some more in June, and we will see you next month. So glad you decided to check out my video today. If you like what you saw, give me a thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next one. If you want to check out the description box, I'll put links to my Facebook and my Pinterest account so you can follow me there. And thanks so much for watching.